What's up out there, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful midweek Wednesday. Doing pretty good myself. They are tearing it up in Los Angeles, East Los Angeles, where the essays and the Latinas hang out. You understand? They are fighting back against ICE. Okay, they are refusing to be deported. And in the midst of that, they are creating a lot of chaos. Okay, a lot of chaos. And Trump, well, as a matter of fact, they are actually attacking ICE. ICE is allegedly busting up in people's house just to see if they, are legals or not, and can they show them papers. Now, if they're doing raids like that, that is like criminal in nature. That's not right. They're not, from what I understand, waiting to see if they see people walking down the street and asking them for papers. They are actually kicking in doors. And that's what, these people, the Latino community, are angry about. And they are doing more than protesting about it. As a result of that, Trump decided to send the National Guard to even guard ICE, you see, as they conduct these raids, hey, it's total chaos, I'm telling you. But one thing that I don't agree with is that with any protest, you understand, you get people to think that this is an opportunity to start looting, kicking in doors, busting windows of stores, going in there taking what they want, okay? And this is basically Trump's excuse for sending, other than guarding ICE, but sending the National Guard down here, to LA, that is, Let's check out this particular video concerning the National Guard guarding ICE. And I want to show you a couple other videos, at least one in particular, with these guys down here not only tearing up things in the street, but also looting these stores. So without further ado, check this out.
The Trump administration ordered U.S. Marines into Los Angeles on Monday in response to days of protests over federal immigration raids. The U.S. Northern Command released these photos of Marines preparing to deploy to the city. Officials said some 700 Marines based in Southern California were expected to reach Los Angeles Monday night or Tuesday morning. Their deployment marks another escalation in President Donald Trump's actions towards the demonstrations, which erupted last Friday. This video from Monday shows police as they began to disperse hundreds of demonstrators who gathered outside a federal detention center in downtown Los Angeles where immigrants have been held. Meanwhile, National Guard forces formed a human barricade to keep people out of the building. Those National Guard troops were part of a contingent of 2,000 deployed by Trump to the city on Saturday. On Monday, the Pentagon confirmed that the contingent would be doubled to 4,000. California Governor Gavin Newsom said in a Monday post on X, his state was suing the Trump administration to block deployment of the National Guard and the Marines, arguing that it violates federal law and state sovereignty. Trump, in turn, said he supported a suggestion by his border czar Tom Homan that Newsom should be arrested over possible obstruction of his administration's immigration enforcement measures. A U.S. official speaking on condition of anonymity said that for now, the Trump administration was not invoking the Insurrection Act. The 1807 law would allow troops to directly participate in civilian law enforcement. It was last invoked in 1992 by President George H.W. Bush in response to the Rodney King riots in Los Angeles. Even without invoking the Insurrection Act, Trump can deploy Marines under certain conditions of law or under his authority as Commander-in-Chief. Though military forces have been deployed domestically for major disasters, such as Hurricane Katrina, it is extremely rare for troops to be used domestically during civil disturbances.
Begin with breaking news. Another day of protests against immigration raids turning chaotic as several more businesses are looted in downtown Los Angeles.
It comes as Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass calls on President Trump to stop the raids. KTLA's Carlos Herrera live in downtown with the latest there. Carlos, good morning.
Megan and Chris, good morning. And crowds here have dispersed. LAPD has left the area a few minutes ago. What we're seeing here are the repairs and the cleanup now underway. This is the Apple Store at 8th and Broadway, targeted overnight. You see the graffiti on the glass windows here. This one says no ice. Inside of it, of course, a lot of broken glass on the ground. Several items as well, including Apple Watches and iPhones. Many of them were stolen. And here this morning, crews now boarding many of the windows that were broken late last night. On we go to the pictures from overnight. A lot of violence, a lot of unrest here on the 5th night here in downtown LA. Officers there, you see them taking at least 2 suspects into custody after they looted this Apple Store here on 8th and Broadway. Video showing the store shelves practically emptied out. Again, multiple iPhones, Apple Watches, laptops, chargers, they were reportedly stolen. Glass windows were broken and spray painted. Multiple jewelry stores were also hit by vandals. These images show a large group of people apparently trying to break into the front door of a jewelry store on 6th and Broadway. It's unclear exactly what was stolen from there. The owner of one of the looted businesses tells me he witnessed at least 4 attempted lootings in LA's jewelry district last night. Just up the street, officers took down several suspects that looted a shoe palace on 8th and Main. Most of them ran away, but a handful were taken into custody. An unknown amount of merchandise was stolen there. This morning, authorities are condemning the violence. They say this very large group of vandals have nothing to do with the peaceful protesters pushing back against immigration raids. Rather, there are folks who are taking advantage of this situation. LA Mayor Karen Bass now blaming the unrest on the Trump administration, which she says is politicizing this issue.
I will just take you back to last Thursday. Last Thursday, there was nothing happening in this town that called for the raids that took place on Friday. Nothing was happening. Nothing warranted the raids. If you remember at the beginning of this administration, we were told that raids would be to look for violent criminals, people who had warrants. But I don't know how you go from a drug dealer to a Home Depot, to people's workplaces where they're just trying to make a living.
As authorities work to restore order here, the city now declaring a tactical alert. We know that, and all uniformed personnel are to remain on duty as protests continue. As far as the arrests made last night, LAPD says they don't have a clear number yet. We'll give you those numbers once they become available. But again, the cleanup and the repairs here now underway. Several businesses here in downtown LA. Chris and Megan will send it back to you.
Now, with all of these things that's going on in Los Angeles, the setting the fires to cars, the looting. If you think that's bad, this whole thing is spreading to 35 other states. You understand? It's going to be total chaos here in America. I got a video I want us to check out that's actually showing this. Check this out.
In major cities across the country, protests erupted. Demonstrations from coast to coast. Like in New York.
What do we do? No, it's almost dead!
With people storming the streets. Or this neighborhood outside Phoenix.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Thousands demonstrating against ICE raids. And in some places, clashes giving way to vandalism and looting. All further inflaming rhetoric on all sides, now coming to a head in the streets of Los Angeles. As tensions flare up, heading into another night of unrest.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking.
See what I mean? This is not good. Look, I'm urging the people of the book, okay, to stay out of this affair. This is not your fight. You see what I'm saying? Stay out of it. We got enough problems of our own. You see what I mean? This is not your fight. Because if you get caught up, here's the deal. They down here basically shooting these Latino protesters with rubber bullets. Okay? This is what they're using on them. You go down there, guess what they're going to use on you? Okay? You already know what it is, because just stay out of it. Let these people fight their own fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably be a good thing for you to do. Follow curfew laws, if you know what I mean. Don't be out in the streets after dark, because these ICE, raiders, ain't no telling what they may do. Ain't no telling what they may do. And then you got, like I said, these protesters. A lot of them are off the chain. They out here looting, and they doing violent acts and what have you. Then I've even heard, seen some videos too, of some Latino people talking about so-called black people should be out there on front line helping them. We ain't got nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? We don't have nothing to do with this. What y'all need to do is check, yourselves and how you really feel about us, because when you up, everything's all fine, well, and cool. When something go wrong on the so-called black community, y'all ain't up in arms like that, and y'all need to check George Lopez about the little joke he made saying it's two things you don't do in the Latino community. First of all, you don't park in front of our house. Number one. Number two, you never bring a black person home like to date. You see what I mean? Introduce them to your family. Things like that. You know what I mean? So y'all go ahead and handle your own business, you know what I'm saying, or what have you. As for Trump sending in the National Guard, well, what you expect from him to do? Because this stuff is spilling over nationwide now. This is going to wind up in people's neighborhoods. So I ain't got no quarrel with him actually bringing in the National Guard and the Marines to restore order. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Like it or not. That's all I got on this one, people. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular situation right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it in the comment section if you can comment. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.